Good morning, Snapchat. What is going on? If you're in the East, happy Monday. If you're in the West, happy bloody Sunday night. Have you done your massive action Monday plans for the week? Robin and I got up crazy early this morning and we did them at brekkie. I wound them down just a little bit this week. Last week I really overcooked the massive action. This is controversial, but I do believe that there is a level of action that's too much action. When it starts cutting into other areas of your life and you get completely imbalanced and you start wearing out, burning out, then usually what happens, you burn out, wear out, you need to take a step back, just have a breather for a sec, and that cuts into productivity. So you may as well just have a solid and consistent amount of massive action. Every single week, every day, I'm always dialing up my productivity, dialing it back, fine-tuning, always fine-tuning in every area of life. I'm a work in progress. I will always be a work in progress. One of the best parts about this time of year, tracky dacks in the house. No underwear, so we can get a good feel up, good grope during the day. For sure, babe, we got to go on that boat one day, eh?
I really want to.
This guy, it's called the Miramar too. It goes by every day. How many times? 4 times a day?
No, twice.
Twice a day?
Just goes down. It picks up people in the city, takes them to Lone Pine, and then at 2 o'clock it comes back and takes them back to the city.
We got to do the run, eh? Okay, before we get into today's trading related content, we need some help. I'm looking for someone who is a graphic designer and who can work with us as a graphic designer on demand. Not full-time, just on demand. Someone who would love to be in the Infinite Prosperity team, join our Slack group, and communicate with all of us on the team, and when we need graphic made, make good graphic. We have been out to the student community a couple of times in the past with this. It just didn't work out. Nothing came back with the quality that we need. We need the good quality. We can get graphics made, and we get them made, and we get the good quality ones done. Check out this one, for example, that I'm going to be using this week. It's just, here's the problem. The graphic designers that we are using are not traders. They are not even entrepreneurial. They have no idea what the style that we like. We have to explain it, and we can. It takes time, though. Furthermore, when we do explain it to the right graphic designer and they make us an absolutely amazing graphic, that's all well and good, but it's insanely expensive. So what we end up doing is just doing it every now and then I bloody end up making most of the graphics myself, which I most definitely don't have time for. I need a bridge. So we'll try it again. If you are a trader, if you are an IP student in particular, that would be really good. If you know our philosophy, if you know what we stand for, our entrepreneurial flair, and you have 600 years of Photoshop and Illustrator experience, we're not looking for cheap beginners, we're looking for pros. And you would like to work on the Infinite Prosperity team and talk to all these good-looking motherfuckers every day and have graphics made and do Instagram shots and Photoshop stuff and banners, well, then your job for the next 48 hours is to sell me on why you're the person for the job. I want to see mock-ups, I want to see graphics, I need to be sold. See this graphic here? This, by the way, if you're a Platinum student and you know the Lewis-Mocker method, this graphic represents the Lewis-Mocker method entry. If you look real close, this is the kind of attention to detail we need in the graphics. We need it really on point. I made this graphic myself, and I'm not a graphic designer, so I need it to be way better than this. We're not going to stipulate any rules or regulations on how to actually submit your entries, how to submit your portfolio or your mock-ups. We'll just leave it up to you. Get creative. But I would say don't even bother wasting time. Don't waste your own time. If you're new to design or something, just trying to see how you stack up, we're looking for pros. I reckon we've maybe had 3,000 or more graphics made for this particular project over the last 5 years or so. We got a lot of graphics made. We can tell the difference between a pro and a new. P.S. If you have video editing experience in terms of the short 15-second motivational Instagram things that some of the pages are uploading, kudos, brownie points, that's good. Okay, let's get into the trading week. Yesterday I did my ASR, did my review, did my fine-tuning multipliers. I didn't get my weekly chart watch done that I had planned, so I'm doing it this morning. First tip of the week, first trading tip of the week, every Sunday afternoon or Monday, depending on when I get it done, I'm doing it now, is what I do is I get these 2 leftmost charts and I change them. If you've been following along a little while, this is usually my daily, this is usually my 4-hour. What I do for the first session of the week, I change this to weekly and then that to the daily. That way I can keep my eye on any weekly patterns that happen to be forming, happen to be occurring, and I will make a weekly direction prediction from time to time. Keep in mind that for the first session of the week, the weekly bar's just finished, the new one's just begun. It's the perfect time to analyze the weekly chart. Okay, first hour is done. I've got a couple little notes here. This is basically on the weekly chart. I have noted Euro is looking technically weak, Pound is looking technically weak. This here weekly technical bias on these particular currencies won't necessarily affect my trading from day to day. However, they may affect me rolling a power move into a high. From day to day, doing my daily watch list, my DDPs, and my entry criteria, it's the same as last week. That's how I trade. However, if I get an entry, let's just say on Euro US short, I'll trade it as usual, but I may drop out the target and roll it into a hyper trade based on my weekly view of those particular currencies. Okay, these are the 5 pairs that I've picked out today. These are the 5 pairs that, if any, are going to be Lewis Mocha Method entries. Remember, it's Monday though. From these few DDPs, my Euro and Pound and USD views on the weekly are supported, which doesn't make much of a difference, to be honest. The yen's what I got my eye on. It is morning time now. Let's take a look at what happened last night. Very stagnating market last night. A lot of sideways behavior. The yen just did not kick as per my daily directions. So regarding the London run, I have to call that 0 from 5 for the first session of the week. But remember what I said last week about Mondays. Monday sessions in FX can be subject to more price action discrepancy by a heap of traders cashing out of the market for the weekend. With that in mind, I very rarely take a day trading entry on Monday. If I do take a day trading entry on Monday, it will very, very rarely be a set and forget pivot entry. I did take a trade last night. Here it is. It was CAD yen short. I did not take the pivot entry. It was this entry here in the 1 hour after that perfect high test. In regard to the Lewis Mocha Method entry, that's a textbook entry short. So I was more than willing to override any Monday morning data discrepancy. As it stands, the trade's still open. I'm going to leave it open. It's either going to hit my stop or hit my target. When it hits my stop, the whole setup's invalidated anyway. In the meantime, I still have a bearish sentiment on CAD yen, so there's no point in shutting it down early.